So a question I get asked a lot is, how can I execute things so quickly? So I know Scott has talked about that on his podcast numerous times, and we have a lot of conversations about it at the brokerage with our agents about executing fast. Yes, I execute very fast. How do I do that? So three things you need to execute very quickly. So one, be very, very clear on your goal, right? Take the time to map out what you're trying to do. So take the time to plan out properly. What am I going to do and what are the steps, right? Because in that, sometimes you'll find steps you can skip. You'll find steps that other people can do. You'll find parts of it that might have already been done that you could repurpose from something old you've used. So step one, be super, super clear on your goal and map out the path. Step two, do not overthink, right? I think more time is spent by people on really overthinking. Okay, but what about this? And what about that? And what about whatever? We try to make everything perfect, and it doesn't need to be. And if you spend too much time making something perfect and never launching it, what purpose does that serve? To never actually get to the goal, right? We talk about knowing, so having a really clear goal, right? Knowing the destination that you're driving to. Don't overthink, right? Start taking a road. If it's wrong, correct it as you go, right? You can always take a left turn, take a right turn. Like think of it as Southern Ontario, where it is actually a big grid and all of the roads eventually go to the same destination, right? It's not like Northern Ontario where there's one road, and if you're on the wrong road, you're never getting where you want to go. That's not the case, right? So think of it more like you're driving on a grid and you just need to start moving, right? When I was in university in my economics degree, I actually took a course on emotions. It was obviously an elective. And we talked about how so many of the emotions that we feel are actually such a waste of time, right? Guilt, like these things that you think about, they're just such a waste of time. You really need to just be clear on what that direction is and where you're going. And the last thing that I will say on this is that you really, to execute well, need focused time without distractions. Okay, what does that mean? That means limiting notifications you get in every direction. Okay, my friend Carrie recommended this book to me one time called Stolen Focus. That book stuck with me forever because one of the key themes that it talks about is that every interruption, okay, phone ringing, somebody knocking on your door for one quick question, computer notification, email dinging, Teams message, whatever it is, each distraction typically takes you 23 minutes to get back on track, right? So for every 3 text messages that you get and look at your phone, you're probably losing an hour of productivity a day. Leave your phone in your pocket if you're going to be working on focused things today. And just in general, to be honest, because if you can get a lot more done in your day, if you're not losing 23 minutes every time you're getting these distractions happening, you will have a much more efficient business and life, right? So you really do need to avoid distractions, have quiet time where you're focused and you can just work on this thing and power through it and get it done. But that's really it. It's not rocket science to be able to execute quickly. It's really just like try and be as clear as you can on where you're going and the steps to get there. Do not overthink it. Just do. And avoid distractions. That's all I got. No secret sauce. Just do it.